So in this video, we'll be covering over Gaussian elimination with four variables, unknown variables. So here we have A, B, C, D, and we are given a linear system of four equations here. So the first step that we have to do is we need to convert these equations into the augmented matrix, which is basically just writing the coefficients of the unknown variables in a matrix and equate it with this vertical line, and then we just write these numbers over here. So let me just show you. So here is the augmented matrix. So let's just take the first row example. The coefficient of A is 1, so we just write 1 here. Coefficient of B is 2 here. Coefficient C is -1, so it's -1 over here, and coefficient of D is 1. And then there's a vertical line, and then 6 here. So that is the same for the others below it. And in the question in the exam, it could be that there might not be any A, so we will write, instead of 1 here, 0. So that you have to be careful of that, so don't make this silly mistake like this. So let me just redo this. And we need to convert this matrix into the row echelon form, which is that there are pivots on each row, and below the pivots we need all the numbers to be 0, and we can do that using the elementary row operations that we will be performing right now. And yeah, so let's start then. So we need to use row 1 to get rid of the digits below it, and I will just write the operations right now, which are row 1 plus row 2. So that will get rid of this -1 over here, and to get rid of the 2 we will do -2 r1 plus r3 to get rid of this 2 over here, and then minus r1 plus r4 to get rid of this one over here. So you can do them separately if it is complicating you too much. I have made a video on row echelon form in more detail, as I'm not explaining that thoroughly over here. So let's just calculate the matrix over here, and we get the following matrix to be as shown now. So we can see that there are no more numbers below the first pivot. And now for the second pivot, which is 3 in the second row, we have -5 below it and -1 below it, and there is no operation of R2 that we can use to get rid of -5 and -1. So we need to convert the 3 into 1 so that we can easily use it to reduce the numbers below it. So we will do, sorry, my bad, let me change to my pen, 1 over 3 R2. So this will give us the following matrix of this now, and you can see now we can easily use R2 to reduce the numbers below it, which the operations will be 5R2 plus R3 and R2 plus R4, and we get it to be as so. Now we get this following matrix, and the last step which is left is to get rid of, okay, so first of all, this is our next pivot, and we need to get the number below it to be 0 here. So we can do the following operations, which is I'm gonna write it here now, minus 1 over 17 r3 plus r4. Okay, and then you will get the final answer, final matrix to be, as we can see now. So this is the final matrix, and we notice in the third row that we have 17 over 3 is equal to 17. So here we can times the third row by 3 and then divided by 17. So you will just get, now I'll just make it quick, so it will be then as this now. So basically what I did is I times the third row by 3 and then I divided by 17, And now what you have to do is we have to write it again in the linear equations format and then solve each for each unknown variable. So here in the fourth row we have a 1 and it is equal to 4. So what this basically means is that x4 is equal to 4, and now we have x3 to be equal to 3, and in the second row we have x2 plus 1 over 3 x3 is equal to 3, and since we already have x3 we can substitute it over here and solve for x2. So you will get x2 to be let me remove this. Yeah, so x2 is gonna be 1 over 3, so 1 over here, so you bring it back there, so it's gonna be 2. And for x1 we have the first row, which is x1 plus 2x2 minus x3 plus x4 is equal to 6. And if you solve for x1 using all the other numbers over here, we'll get x1 to be as 1 now. So if I have to write it in the matrix format, it's going to be x1, x2, x3, x4 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So now there is a shortcut way to be doing this. So if you are given these 4 equations, you can directly type them or enter them into your calculator, and your calculator will solve instantly. So I will be making a short video on that, and basically what you can use this is for rechecking your answer after you do all your calculations, since this is very prone to making silly mistakes. Or if it is a MCQ question, you can just directly solve the question on your calculator and get the final answer. So stay tuned for that.